Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. Clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for September 6th to the 18th. First, we're going to take a look. We have a couple of tropical systems as we're reaching the greatest potential tropical development during this part of August. And here's a picture of Florence, and you can see it's becoming better organized. Good outflow, looks like in all quadrants, and the deep convection is around the eye. Now, we're going to take a look at the tracks of Florence. Okay, this is the wrong one. We're going to take a look at Florence, and we're going to take a look at the early track cycles, and then we'll take a look at the late cycle, all showing general west-northwest track, and then we'll take a look at the GFS ensembles. Most of it keeps it away from the US, and then we'll look at the experimental late cycle. And now we'll take a look at the late EPS. This looks interesting, but that's way out of the realm of the other models. Okay, and here's the current position. Get the current position up. Let me see. Okay, here's the current position. This is as of 11 a.m. I think the latest one came out already, but winds are near 65 miles per hour, gust 75. And it's about 980 miles west of the Cabo Verde Islands. And then, if you want to see, we have another system right here moving over the Atlantic. There's nothing yet on that, but that's a potential there. And we're going to take a look now at Gordon. Here's Gordon. Gordon's also becoming better organized. You can see the shooting tops, the overshooting of the tops of the convection here associated with the storm. And we'll take a look at the rainfall forecast for Gordon as it moves generally across the Gulf. I think this is it. Nope. Oh, here it is. Here's the rainfall, and we're going to see we have rainfall approaching 6 inches, maybe as high as 6, across this area here as it moves. It's supposed to become a hurricane as it moves over the waters here. And we'll look at the tracks for those. For Gordon. I'll bring it up through here. Now, here would be the greatest threat, and I'll talk about that later on. We expect flooding here, excessive rainfall across this area here. And then GFS. So overall, that's what we expect. All right, I'm going to get now to the forecasts. Going to look at the forecast for September 6th to the 10th. Here we are at the 6th, and we have a very strong ridge here and a ridge here, 594 DM, and we have a trough here south of this ridge over the Bering Sea. So overall, that's what we're that's what the pattern's forecast to look like. Now, considering Gordon. Okay, Gordon, it has developed near the southern Florida coast, and by later in the week, the system has the potential for substantial threat of locally heavy rainfall for parts of the South Central Plains and the lower Mississippi Valley near the path of the system as it weakens. And the National Hurricane predicts a northeastward track and become extratropical over the Midwest and the Great Lakes. And with this system, deep tropical moisture will feed into a large-scale band of moisture extending from the southern plains northeast, interacting with a frontal boundary. So we're going to start here. This will be tomorrow, Wednesday. And then we'll look at, this is the GFS. Here it is right here. And then we'll look at the European. You can see here's the rainfall greatest amounts here centered across Oklahoma. Okay, very warm and humid conditions over the east late this week will interact with a backdoor cold front that reaches the mid-Atlantic at the time. And before the front moves through, the greatest anomalies of 10 to 15 degrees are forecast from the Ohio Valley to the northeast. Okay, September 9th to the 13th. Okay, the pattern remains generally unchanged. We have a strong ridge over the Bering Sea, and we have troughs to the south, and we have a nearly zone of flow with above normal heights across much of the nation. And the model is a good agreement with this. Kind of have joining of forces of ridge. One over here off the west coast and one over the east. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting below normal temperatures for the northwest with anomalies near 4 degrees below normal, and forecasting near to above normal temperatures across the remainder of the country with anomalies near 4 degrees above normal. For precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation for much of the western states. Probability of occurrence 35 to 55%. And we have above, this is the wrong map. Let me get the, okay, this is the map. We have above normal precipitation here, below normal precipitation for the west. Probability of occurrence 35 to 55%. We have above normal precipitation forecast for much of this area here. And the probability of occurrence is 45 to 55%. September 14th to the 18th. Again, the pattern remains the same. Strong ridge over the Bering Sea. You can see it across here. And we have a trough from an upper low over northwest Canada. You can see it here, extended with a trough into the northwest. And a ridge is forecast across southern states. Here the greatest axis of the height anomalies. So for this forecast period, I am forecasting little change in temperature anomalies, generally below normal here, near to above normal across the remainder of the nation. And for precipitation, this is the right map here, below normal precipitation forecast here, again, up to 55% probability, and we have above normal precipitation for this region here, and the probability of occurrence is 45%. So that's the long-range weather forecast discussion for September 6th to the 18th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.